Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Reuniting the Homeless with their loved ones and helping homeless people that are in need. And today I have with me...
Matthew.
I have Matthew with me. And I've seen Matthew. He was walking around and he was homeless. And I wanted to ask him, Matthew, tell us, because I'm just not meeting you, where are you from? And introduce yourself to everybody.
Matthew. I'm from Fort Worth, South Fort Worth. I am been homeless for a good while, since about 18. I've been trying to get my stuff together and try to work things together for a better sense of togetherness with the people that I associate with and everybody else. I feel to get everybody on a common goal, because I feel like everybody has something that's in common, don't really have an outlet or whatever.
Well, Matthew, let me ask you this: do you have any family?
Somewhat.
Tell us about your family. Do you have brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have one sister. She is from. She stays in. I think I'm not sure where she stays, but I think.
Did she stay in Fort Worth here?
I think. I'm not certain. I think she had just moved. I think she moved to Austin, but I'm not too certain. But the rest of my family are pretty much out of state or deceased.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So you really by yourself down here?
Yes, sir.
With no? Do you have another support group of any homeless people that you may hang around with?
Not all too much. The people that I do associate with are keep like a strong circle around me of friends that I try to remain with a strong connection between all of us. But overall, yeah.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. Do you remember what actually caused you to be homeless, Matthew? That's what a lot of my listeners would like to know. What actually started your homeless journey? Do you actually remember at this point? And if you do, share that story with my listeners, because they have a lot of homeless people that's in their families,
Right.
and they are so concerned about them, and a lot of them can't reach out to them, and they would like to. So what started your homeless journey? If because my listeners are very interested in that.
I would say, for the most part, the thing that started my homeless journey was my, I guess, for my dad to, I had a job and I ended up getting my insurance dropped because I had bent the radiator on the front of a car, working at a car dealership, and ended up not being able to go back to work at the dealership due to not having insurance, and so I had to have insurance in order to drive the vehicles that the company required me to, but since I had lost that, I had lost the job.
Oh, and so you lost your job. You were working with your father. Speak up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
So you was working with your father, and then you made a mistake on the job? Is this what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
And your father didn't forgive you for that mistake, and that was one of the reasons you became homeless?
Yes, sir. I had gotten in a wreck in my car, but it was out in East Texas. I had hit like a fire hydrant like head on, and it bent the radiator. That's all the damage that happened. It just took off the front bumper and bent the radiator, and so even though that was all the damage, they dropped my insurance, and so damage or not, they had, what I'm saying, the big thing was having me lose my job, which was due to not having insurance.
Did your father own the company?
No, he was just a manager, but he wasn't a actual like boss or anything. I mean, he was, but not like.
Okay. So both of y'all was employees at the company. Did your father get in trouble during that time?
No.
Okay. But he got mad at you, and how did you end up leaving home behind that?
I had to leave home because when first of all, I wasn't really too much at home at the time. I would try. It was in between my apartment and my dad's house, and I was having trouble keeping the apartment. And then after the insurance had dropped, then he had altogether dropped me as far as being associating with me due to me losing the insurance and stuff. Then he kind of gave up on me, so I lost both.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me your father gave up on you because he lost the insurance?
Correct, because that's what had me lose my job altogether.
The insurance.
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. What would you like to say to your father now if he was watching this, or if he's watching now? What would you say to him? How many years ago was that?
I'd say that's probably like six or so, 6 years ago.
Have you talked to your father in 6 years?
No. Well, he passed away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. No, it happens, and so it's really not any strain because if you feel like he's right there with me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
Sometimes, and so
That's good.
it's just neither here nor there as far as his death. I don't even really notice it. So, it's a good thing. That's it overall.
What about your mother?
She lived in Arizona, and so I haven't been able to talk to her all too often.
Does she know where you are?
Yes, she knows where I am, but she wasn't really all too much capable of getting a hold of me as far as our contact was kind of rickety because I didn't have a phone. I don't have a phone, and so maintaining contact with her is kind of difficult because the only way I can really get a hold of her is through a friend's phone or JPS or something, use their phone. So other than that, I really don't have a way to actually get communications to talk to her and stuff. So it's kind of been a struggle there too. So,
Well, one way that you could kind of reach out to her is through this channel, and I want you to say something to her where she'll know where you are right now. Tell your mom your exact location, what city, state you're in, and Mom, and I'll let you know how you can get in touch with him through my channel, David Parker Help. Where have you been staying at around? I don't mean to pry, because I want my listeners to know the uncut truth about homeless life. That's the only way we can get people to see it. They got to see it through your eyes so they can help. This is a serious problem. We're behind a dumpster, and I want to show you right where we are. And this is home. This is not fair that someone lives like this. And I'm sorry that I'm sorry that you're living like this. What location do you normally be in here in Fort Worth where my listeners, if they're listening, can help?
I would say
Give your location so we'll know, because that's one of the things, and speak up so they can hear you, because we have good people out there that's willing to help.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. The place that I hang out most is on I think it's Allen. It's at the 7800 Allen. I think it's the entrance is
7800 Allen.
Yeah.
7800 Allen.
Yes, sir. And that's where I spend most of my time, whether it's doing like arts and crafts or stuff like that, or I go exploring, doing stuff like that, trying to get a job, working on things like that.
Well, as you can see, where he's living at, there is so much noise. There is a train, and there is abandoned industrial complexes that probably have a lot of toxic material. And this is where what's your name again? So they'll know. This is where Matthew is staying, and this is unacceptable. Matthew, I want to ask something else, and I always ask my listeners, because I always ask the homeless people that I run into, because I find that the homeless people are very spiritual and have faith. And I wanted to ask you about your faith. Tell us a little bit about, did you go to church coming up, and what would you like to share with us about that? Because my listeners would do whatever they can to help.
I'd say for spirituality, I had a mixed sense of overall like guides that I would pay attention to. As far as some of the things that I would pay into was I would worship, of course, Christianity, and a second Hindu, just because it's overall like spirit, color, and stuff, and it was a way for me to basically attribute my life in a way that works for me, and so I'd say those two have been most helpful for me. But overall, yeah, I'd say that and the people around me, I'd say, was the biggest sense of having a spirit. As far as I felt like I was able to most closely associate, attribute, like through asking them for guidance or asking them for help. I was able to receive what I needed, and so it was only through stuff like that and like trying to reach out and stuff that I've been able to get anything. So grateful.
That's awesome. Is there any homeless preacher out there that you talk to every now and then? Because I ran into one before. He was on Lancaster, right. and he was preaching, and he was homeless.
Right. Not that I could think of. Like I don't really know of any. As far as it was spiritual leaders or whatever. I don't know of any. I mean, I think everybody's just as equivalent to the next person as to having the ability to help with spiritually. It's about having a heart where it's open and actually care for them and stuff. So.
Matthew, I want to ask this also. In your homeless journeys out here, and you've been homeless for a while, you said, what could Good Samaritans do to help the homeless? Because I've noticed that they were having a crackdown on homeless people, that the police were giving them tickets. Do you know anything about that here lately?
Yeah, I had received tickets, and I had to go through which I found that the city doesn't all too much care for holistic. It's not there's not a holistic demand overall for like seeing as we're homeless. I don't think they're demanding as much. Saying that they want their money. It's not that the city is greedy. It's just that they're trying to attribute to the homeless and like just to kind of like check where they're at and stuff. Because overall, I found that like asking for like ability to do service or whatever, or kind of present yourself in a way that where you can actually like give back to the community in exchange. Because I don't think that the city is wanting our money when we're us homeless. We're having such an issue with getting money as to get food, clothes, and stuff. So I don't think it was necessarily that. It's just to check in and check up on us, put us
How much was the ticket?
I think it was like 75 or 60.
The ticket was $75. They're taking the homeless $75, and for what?
It was for walk like.
Speak up and let them hear it.
It was for I think it was for like walking at a something. I walked and I guess I had pressed the light, the button to the light, but there was no cars already going, and so I just walked. And I guess that was like jaywalking or something.
Oh, the ticket was for jaywalking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody, we see now that they're ticketing the homeless for just being homeless. And we have to do better than that. And I ask everybody, if you see someone homeless, at least help them out. Bring them some water because it's hot, it's 100 degrees out here. Give them some food. Don't even ask them, do they need it? Because you know they need it. Let's not embarrass them even further. Let's show some compassion because this could be us out there. I'm gonna help Matthew, and I want everybody to continue doing the same. Let's keep the fight up. And Matthew, in closing, what would you like to say?
Thank you for your time, and God bless the Lord. Oh, God. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and continue to help fight for the homeless, because if we don't do it, who will? Thank you so much.